Hello and welcome to another edition of European Footballer Adda. We are counting down the groups of World Cup 2026 in this preview show. So far, we have done groups A, B, and C, and you can find the links to those previews in the description. Today, we are looking at Group D. Now, D for death. This is probably your first encounter of group of death in this World Cup. There are four nations, four contrasting styles, and arguably the most open and unpredictable group of the entire opening round. The United States carries the hopes of a host nation under the ambitious Mauricio Pochettino. Turkey or Türkiye arrives as one of the tournament's genuine dark horses, powered by a golden generation. Australia bring their trademark Socceroos greet and tournament know-how. And Paraguay are the streetwise South American outsiders who relish the role of a spoiler. The average FIFA group rank sits around 22, making this a tightly bunched, finely balanced group where any of the four could realistically reach the knockouts. So strap onto your seatbelts. Let's get into this group of death. This is our complete Group D preview coming up next. Let's dive in. First up is the United States. The USA qualified automatically as a 2026 host and have assembled a young Euro-based core around captain Christian Pulisic, with Mauricio Pochettino, the manager, tasked explicitly to mount a deep run on home soil World Cup. Key players include Christian Pulisic, who is the captain and plays on the forward, Ricardo Pepi as the striker, Tyler Adams, who is the defensive midfield engine, Weston McKennie, who drives the midfield, and so on. Mauricio Pochettino favors an energetic, high-pressing 4-3-3 built on aggressive transitions. Fullbacks are pushed high, and Pulisic is given freedom to roam between the lines. This, however, is the biggest moment of Pulisic's generation. It's a golden crop with everything to prove on a home soil World Cup, so nothing can go wrong. Pochettino too has been hired explicitly to deliver a deep run. Anything short of the last 16 would be disappointing. But to do that, Pepi must convert. The US's ceiling hinges on whether their strikers are clinical and under pressure, and Ricardo Pepi is probably going to be the starter, and on his shoulder it will depend on whether US are able to bang in those goals for a home World Cup success. Their expected position in this group is first. They can possibly reach the round of 16 and definitely reach round of 16 and possibly reach even the quarterfinal if Pulisic stays fit and the press clicks on the home soil. The next team is Turkey or Türkiye. Türkiye came through the UEFA qualification path and builds on an impressive run to the Euro 2024 quarterfinals and arrives with a vibrant blend of established names and exciting young talent. Key players include Hakan Çalhanoğlu, the captain and the deep-lying playmaker, Arda Güler, who is the creative spark, Kenan Yildiz, the forward, and Kerem Aktürkoğlu, who had space out wide. Vincenzo Montella, the Italian manager, sets up a position-minded 4-2-3-1 that runs everything through Çalhanoğlu, with Güler granted license to create and quick direct wide players stretching the play. But Çalhanoğlu is the conductor and he's a metronome who dictates the tempo and is also lethal from set pieces and distance. But Arda Güler has the stage to himself, and the Real Madrid teenager could be one of the tournament's breakout stars. 2002 was the most gifted Turkish squad, but this is probably the most gifted since that 2002 squad when they finished third. Expected that Turkey will finish second in this group, and a possible run to round of 16 is probable. But a quarter-final run or even deeper is possible only if Guler and Chalanoglu hit top form together. The next team is Australia. Australia qualified through the Asian Football plus AFC qualifiers and arrives with the resilience that took them to the last 16 in 2022. Though this is a side in transition from its golden generation under manager Tony Popovich. Key players include Martin Boyle, who is a winger and also the key threat, Jackson Irvine, the box-to-box midfielder, Matthew Ryan, the goalkeeper captain, and Mitchell Duke, who leads the line. Tony Popovich builds from a disciplined, hard-working 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1 that defends in a tight block and competes ferociously and looks to hurt opponents on the counter and from set pieces. The Socceroos are known for their grit. They play an organized, physical and notoriously difficult to break down kind of a football. But the most direct attacking weapon still is Martin Boyle, who is capable of beating any fullback on his day. But one has to still remember that this is basically the team being rebuilt after their golden generation, and manager Popovich has to coax results out of this team. The expected position that we are thinking is third. They could have a realistic shot at progressing as a best third place side with wins over Paraguay and draw with Turkey, but they will most likely finish third. The fourth team is Paraguay, who secured a direct CONMEBOL place after a resurgent qualifying campaign under Gustavo Alfaro, making a return to the World Cup stage after a 16-year absence. Key players includes Miguel Almiron, who is the attacking midfielder, Antonio Sanabria, who is the captain and the striker, Gustavo Gomez, who is the defensive leader, and Julio Enciso, who offers a spark of flair. Gustavo Alfaro organizes a stubborn, streetwise 4-4-2-5-4-1 that defends deep and thrives on set pieces and physical duels, and springs Almiron and Enciso on rapid transitions. Alfaro is known to be favoring the underdog. His blueprint is basically what took Ecuador to the last 16 in 2022, and he basically specializes in upsets. This would be the last dance for Miguel Almiron. The former Newcastle favorite is the creative heartbeat of this side. But Paraguay are built to nick low-scoring games through set pieces and counters, and this is how they will line up in this World Cup. They are expected to finish fourth, so a group stage exit is likely. However, if they can produce one or two shocks, they could finish third, but it is difficult to see them progressing from the group stage. To summarize, USA has the home advantage and a talented Europe-based spine and an elite coach, which makes them group favorites. How far they go depends on the composure in the big moments and goals from a still unproven forward line. Turkey have the most natural attacking quality in the group after the hosts. If Montella can unlock Guler and the defense can hold, they are dark horses capable of going a long way. Australia are well-drilled, fit and dangerous on the counter, but light on cutting edge. In a tight group, they can frustrate anyone, yet may just lack the goals to finish in the top two. Paraguay are experienced, organized and awkward to play against, but the least talented attack in a balanced group. Alfaro guarantees they will be a tough nut to crack, but progression to the next round is probably steepest amongst all of the four. Now that wraps up Group D for us. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe and stay tuned. Group E is coming up, where the stories are even bigger. This is European Footballer Adda, your home for football analysis.